We are live, allegedly. We actually got our TV on here as well to see. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
There may be a slight delay.
Turn it off now, Jason, because I can't watch us while I'm being us.
It'll ruin me. It'll ruin me.
There you go. We just wanted to check that we were actually streaming and that all was well. Hi, everyone. Our apologies for missing last Saturday's should have been a mukbang, but we vlogged on Friday. We knew we were vlogging on Sunday as well, and for those of you that know, we both work 30 hours a week, Monday to Thursday, and so Friday, Saturday and Sunday are our downtime.
Yes.
We didn't want to vlog every day, you know, because then it becomes a thing, you know. So yes, anyway, here we are in the lounge. Lots to talk about, but we'll say hi to everybody first. There's who was here first?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Well done, Jennifer. You beat the cruise tonight. You were here first. Hello, Jennifer and Adam and Angela and Ashley and Julie and Vegan Runner. Yes. Those are the old names appearing in the chat so far. Angela, when I read your name before, I thought it said Angelo, and that put the song Angelo in my head, which I know really well, but I'd never kind of acknowledged that it was Brotherhood of Man that sing it. And now I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's a backing track of that available for the Vegan Queens to perform. Because it's a great song.
Maybe.
And it's very camp.
You can get a backing track for most things these days.
You can.
It's just the quality of the backing track. Leanne and Kat are both in the house now. Welcome one, welcome all. It's Friday. We're chilling in our lounge. We're on StreamYard. So not only can we put some of your lovely comments or questions on the screen, but hopefully we won't have any shenanigans compared to the last time we tried to do Friday Live, and it ended up being a two-parter because YouTube let us down, didn't it? But hopefully we won't have any technical issues this evening.
Yes, that's the hope.
Yes. So we've got our decaf coffee and our mint as usual, as is the tradition with our Friday Lives. It's a very chilled affair on a Friday, as many of you will know. We've actually, surprisingly, because you only set up the live about 8-ish, was it? A little after 8?
14 minutes past to be exact.
We've already got 60 in the house. So as I said before, welcome one, welcome all. It is a chilled one on a Friday. It's always a chilled one with us, but we'll answer any questions that you might have. It's just nice to catch up with you all and see how everyone's doing. If you've got anything planned for the weekend.
We've got stuff to tell you about, stuff we've been watching and buying recently. Because of the release of what is really officially the final Beatles song, Now and Then, which we're big fans of. Both love it. I think it's a beautiful song. Whether it be from John to Paul, or John to the Beatles, or John to Yoko, or John to all of the above. It's a beautiful song. Anyway, that got us on a bit of a thing. And then I saw this this DVD in Oldham for it. It was like $2.49. It was called 8 Days a Week, The Touring Years, directed by Ron Howard. And I was like, hang on, I don't work out. You were a child then, surely. Ron Howard, who I adore as a director, by the way. Love Parenthood. I think it's an incredibly well-directed film. A brilliant film. Anyway, we bought the DVD.
We did. It's very good. Very, very good. Yes, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you know the Beatles only did one world tour? That's it. That was it. The one in the 60s. That was it. That was the only one they did. I think Beatlemania scared them. Anyway, so we bought that, and then if you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen that I bought this recently, the 40th anniversary edition of the Railway Children for $1.99. Already got the Railway Children. I've never been without the Railway Children, but I've got it on a DVD with two other films, Swallows and
Amazons.
Yeah, and
something else.
Yeah, one other film.
Yeah, it's such a good film.
But I got that because it's got interviews with Bernard Cribbins, Sally Tomset, and Jenny Agutter. And I thought, oh, I'd like to see their 40 years on, I'd like to see how they feel about the film that they made, considering what a special place it has in my heart. Anyway, we watched it again the other night. I was in bits again. It's the best family film ever made in the history of humankind. And I will repeat that statement. It is the best family film ever made in the history of humankind. I just think it's beautiful. It's beautifully cast. It's beautifully set. It's glorious summer throughout the whole movie. It tells a beautiful tale, but it doesn't shy away from the darker side of life, you know.
Yeah.
And jealous people causing trouble for people and having to fight to make things right, and all of that, and people having to run away from persecution as well.
Yeah.
You know, the fella Chapinski.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a quality film. It is
brilliant.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but I think in Bernard Cribbin's interview, he says at the end of the interview that he thinks it's the best British-made family film ever. I think he says that as well, doesn't it?
That's probably where I've got it from. But it is.
It really is.
It just is. If you've never seen the original movie, The Railway Children, from the 70s, starring Bernard Cribbins, Jenny Agutter, Sally Tomsett, Dinah Sheridan, and many other wonderful people, directed by Lionel Jeffries. It was his first director role. He'd been an actor for years, Lionel Jeffries. If you don't know who Lionel Jeffries is, by the way, if you've ever seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, he's the mad uncle that flies off in the toilet. That's Lionel Jeffries. Yeah,
quality. Just try to keep up with the chat because it's thick and fast as always. 80 in the house now. Thank you to those who have already given the live stream a thumbs up, and a quick reminder to those who haven't yet given the live stream a thumbs up. It would be gratefully appreciated. But Imran is in the house. Hey, you guys! And Leanne says, a quiet performance for me tomorrow afternoon, followed by the first Xmas party of the year.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Yes. And Ashley is working all weekend, but off Monday, Tuesday. So that's nice. And sadly,
we've just booked a Monday and Tuesday. I found we booked the following one.
Yeah.
After we go and stay at Beck Hall and do the vlog.
Oh, that's exciting.
That Monday and Tuesday, because that'll be lovely.
Exciting things to come to be able to show you Beck Hall.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Amelia sadly says hello, but is in bed with a nasty chest infection. So grateful for this live. Thanks, guys.
Oh, bless you. I've had a since we were off work together with a bit of a thing. I've still not shaken it. It's gotten decidedly better, though much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've still not. But my body's crap this time of year. It hates it. I hate this time of year. I hate the cold. It always makes me feel terrible.
Well, you're working it a lot though as well, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Which is never great.
Yeah.
Angela says this time last Friday I was at my final camp of 2023. I've so enjoyed all my camps this year. I'm not surprised. It's a wonderful thing. We're kind of a little bit gutted that we didn't get a bit more camping in with our new tent this year. But
our lives are so.
It's all over the shop, isn't
crazy busy though.
It is. Yeah.
And this last kind of 4 to 6 weeks has been a very strange period. Most of you will know about what's been going on with the lovely Stuart and his mum Jeanette, who unfortunately passed away last week.
Yeah.
So we'll be attending the funeral this coming Wednesday. That came out of nowhere, but it was long and had too many hopeful moments.
Mm-hmm. That's fair to say. Yeah, that's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Craig's in the house, says, hi, you guys. Much love, Craig. Thank you for being here.
Craig, and you can tell your Linda and all, 103. You asked me in a message recently how many shrines have we done, or did you ask me on here? And I was like, I don't know. And now I've realised where it is on the screen.
Yes.
103 we've done. So we've got 17 to go.
Zelda has been our significant escapism over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, it's been beautiful.
Yeah.
Craig, have you played the next one? The one that followed on from
what
that?
Came out this year?
What was it called?
I can't remember. It's just gone out of my head.
Because we've got that one now. So looking forward to trying it.
Oh, going back to the conversation we were having about films, and specifically the Railway Children and Parenthood you mentioned. Imran says, we have the Parenthood DVD. I think it's the only Steve Martin as a dad film that I don't mind. Not a big Steve Martin fan then, I'm guessing, Imran, or just not a big fan of Steve Martin as a dad.
I don't know. Any other film with him as a dad?
I'm sure there's a few.
I know, but I don't know.
Yeah. And Jennifer says, I'm assuming relating to the Railway Children. It's one I've not seen. I need to see if I can get it this weekend. I feel like I'm missing out.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, if you can get it, Jennifer, I highly recommend it.
It's beautiful.
Ah, Tamcon's here. Hello all. 2 lives in a row for me. How fabulous. Thank you for being here. And Julie says, I'm with you, Paul. I also love The Sound of Music. The Sound of Music's a classic.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
Absolute classic. Yes. And Angela says, what do you think of The Amazing Mr. Blunden?
Oh, I adore it. Also adore it. But it's second place to the Railway Children.
Yeah, lots of love.
That's my childhood right there. The Railway Children, The Amazing Mr. Blunden, Mr. Ben, and Bagpuss. There's my childhood.
Yeah. And Linda says, hello everyone. Bernard Cribbins is great, as is Jenny Agutter in The Railway Children. Yes, lots of love for it.
Oh, get this, which is what I found out from that documentary. It's wild. Jenny Agutter had just finished filming Walkabout when she started filming The Railway Children. Can you imagine going from Walkabout to The Railway Children? What an actress. Because Walkabout is a tough film.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, but she was so young though as well in that film. She's like 17, I think, when she did Walkabout.
Yeah, and then straight to The Railway Children, having to be 15.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of from an actor's perspective, to do The Railway Children would be an absolute delight.
Sally Thompson, who plays Phil, was 19 with a boyfriend who picked her up in a sports car every night from set.
Yeah. Adam says, I'm so jealous of your trip to Beckhall. Emma has mentioned going there for our 20-year anniversary next August. That'd be lovely, mate. That'd be proper lovely. Well, I'm assuming it will. We haven't been ourselves yet, so we can't speak. But I have expectations, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see what the vlogs.
Yeah,
we will be, as we always are,
of course,
completely 100% honest about everything. But really excited from everything I've read and from the personal correspondence organising this trip. They just seem like lovely people who've taken a risk, and I really hope it pays off for them.
Yeah,
I think it will.
Yeah, I think it will as well. Seems like a lot of support from the community.
We've just bought 2 new albums. For those of you that know us, well, I think we've been talking about the new Kylie album, Tension. That's been on non-stop in the car for a couple of weeks now, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
We've really kind of got into it. It's a great album. But today, arriving through our door, is the new Troye Sivan album. Because after One of Your Girls, which blew me away, and I absolutely adore it as a song, as an art concept, as a gender play, as all of the above. I love it. It made me look at some others of his songs. I was like, I quite like him. So ordered an album, and the brand new Take That album, which is released today, arrived today. So we've got them both.
Yeah.
Take That's album is called This Life.
We've already listened to, I think, 4 or 5 songs off the new Take That album. And it's I would say, you know, some people talk about guilty pleasures, and I suppose to a certain extent, Take That could fall into that category. But I'm actually, I wouldn't even describe Take That as a guilty pleasure. I just think they're great. I just think they're pretty consistently great in terms of performance and songwriting.
Troye Sivan, Something to Give Each Other, still in the cellophane. He tells a little story about this this picture. Apparently, he's not like 100% keen on his teeth, so he never shows them when he smiles. But this picture was caught in a moment kind of in between scenes when the guy sitting behind him made him laugh. And he decided to use it as the album cover. So there you go, that's kind of sweet. And Take That's new album is called This Life. And we've heard many of the tracks on it already, and it's very Take That, but it's very grown up and it's beautiful so far. So
yeah, look forward to listening to them, won't we?
Yep.
Over the weekend, perhaps at some point. So yeah, you know, a couple of new albums, bit of new music to listen to. Always nice, always nice. I'm just reading a few more comments. Lots of love for Stuart and family, which is really nice. Thank you all. Thank you all. It's greatly appreciated. And Alex, I think you did mention 8 days a week, the 2-disc version, with
you did
extra interviews and stuff like extra footage and interviews. Yeah, likely it is. We'll probably come across it in a couple of weeks' time, and it'll be like £1 more than the one that we paid for, which would be sod's law, wouldn't it? And Craig says, Linda and me couldn't make the last live. Great to be back. Great to have you back as well. Great to have you back indeed.
Oh, something else to tell you, Craig. We've also done 3 of the Divine Beasts.
Oh, he says they're both playing Tears of the Kingdom at the moment.
That's the next one.
That's the next one. That's the one that came out this year.
Yes.
Yeah, earlier this year.
We're going to get that one after this one, because we've only got one Divine Beast left. The castle to do, obviously. Save Zelda. Why is the game called Zelda when it's all about Link?
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Going back to Steve Martin before, Imran says, cheaper by the dozen, cheaper by the dozen 2. Father of the Bride 2. Lol.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
Well, there you go. Now you know. Now you know. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of like his obscure films. What's that really weird one, Jason, that I love? LA Story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's quite an unusual one, isn't it?
I love that film. It's so off-centre.
I have to say, to be honest with you, I've got to be honest, I am not a huge fan of Steve Martin, but I love him in Parenthood and I love him in Three Amigos.
Mm-hmm.
Love him in that. And he's very he's a physical comedian as well as just a funny guy just in general. So in Parenthood, yeah, his physicality with some of the characters and the silliness that he does, but also just the emotion, the sincerity.
It's a beautiful film.
It's a character film, isn't it? It's a family film.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We've been on a real kind of musical thing just of late. We watched, we rewatched Across the Universe, which, if any of you know, is a musical movie that contains it's all Beatles songs, basically. Because I said to Jason the other night, like, we've not seen it for about 10 years, so why don't we watch it? And we watched it and realised why we hadn't seen it for about 10 years. The music's good, but it's a 6.5, 7 at best.
Yeah, it's, to be fair, yeah, it's not the best.
The main character's weak.
It should be.
The main actor was not good enough for the role. He was great. He was good enough for the singing. But he hasn't got the acting chops.
It should have been a lot better, and I think they were banking on it being a lot better. But they've got, they've spent some money on it. The cinematography is glorious in places. Mm-hmm. They've got some great arrangements in terms of the Beatles songs that are used, like really imaginative, great arrangements. and they've got Bono in it, and they've got
Eddie
Izzard in it.
Another folk.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's just not great.
No, it's not great.
And it should have been great.
But then last night we rewatched for the second time in just a few months Dear Evan Hansen on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now that
so good.
Is brilliant.
Yeah.
We were talking about it last night because it kind of peters off at the end, but it has to, because that's what the story does.
Yeah.
So it has its big moments, and you know,
it's incredible. It's incredible, and his singing chops.
I love him.
Just exceptional vocal ability. Absolutely phenomenal singer.
I'm going to take these away.
Jennifer says, have you heard the new Cher? Apparently Cher has brought out a holiday album. Didn't know that.
I didn't.
Didn't know that. Thank you, Jennifer. We may have a look at that.
Yeah. Prudence.
Back to what we were chatting about earlier. Totally agree, Adam. Yeah, I think as long as you're on it with your marketing, and it's word of mouth, isn't it? And they just seem like they've got an awful lot of support. And, you know, some customers who've been regulars for a long time going back and just being like, hey, well, I'll try it. I'll try it now the menu's changed anyway, and still support the business, which is even better. And that's kind of what you want, isn't it? Is you want people who aren't necessarily vegan to give it a try anyway, and then maybe be like, oh, you know what, maybe I can do this, even if it's like, you know, once a month or something like that, but preferably permanently, of course. Craig says, my favorite feel-good family movies are School of Rock, Sound of Music, and Groundhog Day. Nice, yes. I'd say they're all pretty decent then, Craig. School of Rock has got a special place in my heart because I think Jack Black's amazing. I think it was an absolutely brilliant film, and it did an awful lot for getting kids into guitar and rock music in the same way that I'm sure Karate Kid back in the day when it first came out got kids into martial arts and wanting to do karate. And I know for a fact that School of Rock did that. There was a massive uptick in kids getting into music and wanting to play guitar just off the back of School of Rock, which is totally awesome. I think as many kids as possible should be encouraged into the arts and into playing music and playing an instrument if they're able to.
Oh, we just had a PayPal gift from Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Ah, thanks, Michael.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
That was lovely of you. Anything else that we needed to talk about? Was there? Just while it's on my mind, by the way, because I don't want to forget. Karaoke version, Angelo.
There's not really much to talk about in terms of our trip to Beck Hall, other than to say we're going to Beck Hall early December. We're going to vlog it all as much as we can and show you as much as we can and support and celebrate what they've done in terms of, you know, going fully vegan.
I'm very excited.
So that is exciting. It's nice to get a little trip away in before, you know, Christmas arrives. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. Riverman 2012. Riverman. Have I missed a comment earlier up in the chat? I don't think I have, but Riverman says, would love your opinion on my songs. I'm no take that though. Riverman, if you have got your songs available to listen to online, I am always interested. Well, we are always interested in checking out. I don't know if you're aware, but we're actually live streaming. Go then. Before I was so rudely interrupted, I'll go back to what I was saying. Yeah, if you've got your music online, Riverman, I'd be happy to check it out and have a listen. I'm always interested in listening to new folk, and particularly, I'm making an assumption that you're vegan. You might not be. but I'm particularly interested in vegan music and vegan musicians because I don't think they get a big enough platform and they don't think they get enough recognition. Vegan artists, creatives, musicians, songwriters, performers in general. But that's going to change because at next year's Vegan Campout, as some of you know, the vegan queens are going to be taking over at a certain point on the Saturday and the Sunday night and offering up opportunities for creative folk from the vegan world to perform. So that's going to be pretty awesome, isn't it? Just thinking about, you know, what's coming up. I know it's a way off, but it'll be here before we know it.
Oh, aye.
So we're mega excited about that as well. But yeah, Riverman, point us in the right direction. Drop us a DM if you've got a SoundCloud or a Bandcamp or a YouTube channel or whatever else, and I will happily check your stuff out. But I'll be honest, just like I would expect people to be honest with my music, if it's not, you know, if my music's not your cup of tea, that's absolutely fine. My voice is like Marmite.
Maybe his songs are on his channel.
Could be. That's a very good point. Yes. Should I guess it's a wine?
Yes. Do that.
Oh, Adam, Inner Space is one of my favourites from back in the day. I get major nostalgia when I watch Inner Space. Such a good film. Really, oh, what's he called? The comedian. The guy that plays alongside Dennis Quaid in Inner Space. He is so good. Also happens to be in Three Amigos as well, if I'm not mistaken. I should know his name. It's gone completely out of my head. But yeah, quality film. Right, I'll get us a wine, mister.
Julie, I've just seen your comment from a way back. We have a free recipe book if you fancy downloading it from thoseveganguys.com. It's also pinned in a post in that vegan group, which is our private vegan group on Facebook, which you can join if you just agree to be a nice human being. That's all you have to do. It's pinned in a post in there. But there are literally hundreds of thousands of fabulous nut-free vegan recipes out there. So many.
Ah, there we go. Nice little glass of red for a Friday evening, you know. No change. Cheers, everyone. And I hope you all have a great weekend, whatever you may be getting up to. Martin Short, thank you, Imran. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Oh. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Vampire Jack, and anybody else that that wrote it. Wrote Martin Short. Appreciated. I think we're fairly well caught up on the chat now.
Are we?
I think so. I mean, just as you was kind of scrolling through that. If we've missed any questions, because as we often say, the chat is thick and fast, which we are always glad of. To be fair, we're glad that you're all here. It's awesome. If we've missed anything, do feel free to copy paste with a couple of question marks at the side of it, or even 4 or 5 question marks to make it really clear.
Then we know
if we've missed anything that you may have a question for us. Jeanette has a question with an easy answer. Are you planning a goodbye vlog for plot 25? Yes,
oh, yeah,
absolutely, Jeanette.
There's still a couple of vlogs to come from plot 25.
There's at least one. But you're probably right, babes, to be fair. There's probably 2.
We're never going to get it all done in one day.
No, and therefore we probably wouldn't necessarily do it in one vlog, would we?
No.
It's, I reckon, like you said, there's probably 2 in there. Probably 2. Yeah. No, Angela's asking, has anyone tried the brie and blue cheese from Holland and Barrett?
No, not yet, but I haven't tried the ones from M&S either.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, Starcradle. Starcradle says, I'm curious how many community theatres you have in your general area. Have you had an opportunity to attend any local productions of late? We haven't, is the easy answer. But in terms of your actual question, there's quite a lot of what we would refer to as amateur dramatics. Amdram. There's a lot of Amdram, I think it's fair to say, in the UK in general, but particularly in the Northwest, particularly in Greater Manchester. There's a lot of voluntary-based, community-based amateur dramatics associations and those types of things.
They put shows on, they're usually packed solid because of the entire village where it's based is there, and all the family and friends and blah, blah, blah. So they're quite a,
what's the word? It's a very... community thing, isn't it? So you've got lots of little communities dotted all over the place, and then sometimes there's a bit of a crossover, and obviously, like, you know, different people get to be in different shows and stuff like that. But it's nice. We've got quite a well-established, I think, heritage in the UK.
Adam says, have you been watching I'm a Celeb or who are your favourites in Survivor? Absolutely not. We stopped watching I'm a Celeb several years ago when we acknowledged what was going on with the little, you know, the rats and the insects and just all that gross, disgusting, pointless shit.
Unnecessary.
And if that wasn't bad enough, they put someone like Nigel Farage in, who is one of the scourges of this country, who he's just a child, and they pay him $1.5 million, and people lap it up, and I'm like, that should be a reason for turning off.
Survivor, however,
is brilliant.
Loving it, absolutely loving it. Loving that it's proper Survivor. It's proper Survivor. The challenges are great. The contestants, for the most part, are great. I'm not going to profess to know all the names because I don't.
No.
But I save my brain space for like Star Trek, bits of interesting Star Trek jargon and noteworthy things. But no, we're both thoroughly enjoying watching UK Survivor. It is absolutely great. I feel like they smashed it out of the park. I'm interested to know, I mean, a quick Google search would tell me this, I'm sure. But I am interested to know where it's filmed, actually, because it's definitely not the Fiji Islands where the American series has been filmed for quite a few years now. It's definitely not the Fiji Islands. It's very, very different landscape.
I don't think it is that different.
Do you not?
No.
Well, there's no like sort of like big trees or forest near to where their beach is. It's all quite low down, isn't it? But like I said, I'm sure a Google search would reveal it. But yeah, loving Survivor, Adam. Thanks for asking. Yeah. I wonder how popular it is in the UK. I wonder how well it's been received and what like the viewing figures are like, because, you know, it'd be nice if they got if it kind of took off and it became a regular thing, like UK Survivor is established now, and it's every year. Leanne says, I'm most looking forward to the trifle from the Christmas range in Asda. Yes, nice.
I hope we get one.
Well, we've got Asda or potentially Morrison's, haven't we, for a trifle this year? So, you know. That's cute. That's awesome, Adam. I've got very fond memories of going to Pantos at Christmas as a kid with Mum and Dad Brom. Speaking of which, they won't be watching live right this minute, but much love to Mum and Dad Brom. Can't wait to see yous and give yous a big hug. And much love to Auntie Pearl.
Get home!
We miss you. But yeah, that's lovely, Adam.
Starcradle, just in case you hadn't noticed, Jason's pinned Adam's comment, which is directed at you, my love. You fancy having a look at that?
Okay. Yes. Nice one, Jennifer. That's cool. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? I'm going to pin that as well. Pop that up on screen. Vegan sides, making vegan sides to see if the non-vegan fam notice. And they're having to bring their own main cooked.
She knew. Anyway.
Nice one.
She read it.
Nice one, Jennifer.
Angela's asked us something there.
Yeah, that's a good question, Angela. I'm getting excited about it already. I suddenly got excited because Angela asked that question.
It's a plate for us.
It's nearly always a plate.
Nearly always a plate. So
and grazing throughout the day.
Sandwich, crisps, for me a bit of cold stuffing, a few olives, chunk of cheese, a cracker, a bit of pickle. It's like a bit of everything. Let's whack it all on a plate and have a beautiful cold buffet plate. We love that, don't we?
Yeah.
We do that several times over Christmas, but in particular on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Tried and tested, isn't it? It's tried and tested, and I'm sure many, many people do the same. Connor, going back to the conversation about Survivor, do they hunt in Survivor? Not really, no. They try and fish very, very unsuccessfully. And of course, fishing, I suppose, is hunting. When all's said and done, you're hunting fish, aren't you? Catching fish.
They don't show it.
They don't show it, but also they are terrible at it. Like terrible at it. We were commenting about this the other week. Both the American version series of Survivor, the last few years, and this season, UK season of Survivor, they get to win fishing gear like nets and bits and bobs, goggles to go underwater and whatnot. They are shockingly bad at it. They all always think it's going to be easy. None of them can do it, which kind of just proves my point that we are not, us humans are not built or designed to really survive in that way. So basically they go into starvation mode. They're surviving on rice and beans predominantly, and some coconut if they can get their hands on it. That's predominantly what they're eating, really. So yeah, a bit of a random one, but great entertainment. Craig's watching Survivor and also Married at First Sight, watching it on catch up. Most of the love of music. Hello, 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 hello. I don't know why I say goodbye, say hello. Yeah, Explorer Questioner, absolutely. Interesting name as well, by the way. Explorer Questioner. I like that. Yes. But very, very true. I think, to be honest with you, we've talked about this before in terms of just being vegan and being empathic and having the blinkers off and seeing stuff across the world. I think many of us are worried about what's coming in the not too distant future, and certainly over the next year or two. I think you've just got to be able to get quite good at kind of putting it on a shelf and sort of managing that worry and that anxiety, because there's very little that individually that we can do about it. But yeah, totally agree with you on that one. Imran doesn't like trifle. Me and you are going to have words, Imran, next time we see each other. Yeah. I'm joking, of course. Sorry, I just realised I'd kept like a really serious face for an excessive period of time then. I was, of course, joking. Each to their own. Each to their own, good sir. Blooming heck, Kate. Seen that? That's ridiculous. Researching my trip to Fiji only to find that Quorn vegan items are available if you're willing to pay £7 plus per item. We are so lucky with all the replacement choices in the UK. We really are, Kate. We really are. And thank you for reminding us of that fact. Nice. Nice, Tamcon. Ooh. Oh, yeah, we sometimes, actually, it's more of a supper thing, isn't it? Leanne says Boxing Days, fry up and leftover nut roast, pickles and beetroot, none.
We usually have fry up Christmas Day night, supper time, don't we?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Christmas dinner bubble and squeak, isn't it?
Yeah, just a bit fried up on a butty. On a muffin.
On a muffin, yeah. It's stuff in your face, Jace. Ashley says, of course you're excited. We all are, aren't we? 100%, Ashley. 100%. Yeah, it's great. Because the good thing is as well, and I've talked about this before, it's not the most exciting or interesting thing, but I used to be able to put away an excessive amount of food, like in one sitting. Not so much nowadays, but I can still graze like there's no tomorrow. So over the festive period, eating every 2 or 3 hours, snacking, nibbling, you know, cheese boards, crackers, crisps, olives,
all the bits,
pickles, sausage rolls, sandwiches, all that.
Love it.
Yeah, it's best bit, isn't it? It's the best bit. And sometimes that is Christmas, and that's just great. You know, I think a lot of people get quite anxious around Christmas time, and there's this expectation that it has to be this certain way or certain thing. And actually, sometimes it's just about being in your scrags with a plate full of food, watching something good on the telly, or listening to some nice tunes.
Yeah, but you should always keep the what the core of Christmas is about, which is about peace and goodwill to all men and women, of course. But the old saying is peace and goodwill to all men, meaning everybody.
Yes.
But just peace and goodwill and kindness and niceness. Christmas. Be Christ-like.
Yes. Donna says, hello, people. So I'll take the opportunity to say, hello, Donna. Thank you for being here. So, share the same name as my sister. My sister is also called Donna. And yes, thanks for reminding us, Adam, to Jennifer. But Mum and Dad came to mine last year and had a full vegan Christmas dinner. And Adam made the 86 Eats deli turkey, and they loved it.
I'll be doing 2 of them again this year.
Yeah.
One for Mum and Dad, Brom, and one for us. It's great for dinner, and it's great on sandwiches afterwards. 86 Eats.
Ah, vegan runner, that's lovely. Thank you for sharing that. My 11-year-old son always goes to our local theatre for Panto with his Explorers group. This year, I'm looking forward to seeing my Year 7 daughter as a lost boy in her school production. That is awesome. I love that. Absolutely love that.
I've got a very sad picture to show you all. Actually.
Nice one, Leanne.
I took this very recently. That's what is left of. That's our Oldham Coliseum Theatre now. Metal on the doors and the windows, the sign faded. It's only been shut down a few months and it's already gone to rack and ruin. I was walking past it the other day and I was just like, oh, because we performed there.
Don't even get me started. It's not, you know how people say that something's left a bitter taste in their mouth, you know, relating to something that they've observed and they didn't like. It leaves me with a mouthful of mud.
That was that was Oldham's main theatre, over 130 years here.
So much history, just gone. Not one individual's fault. Worth just pointing that out. Not one person's fault, but
it's all a mess.
Absolute mess. Yeah, lots of fault to lay in various.
Where is the least vegan-friendly place in the UK?
I've heard vegan gays mention Norwich. I wouldn't confidently be able to say, to be honest.
Well, Hench Herbivore lives in Norwich, and he goes out to what looks to be some fabulous restaurants.
Yeah,
in Norwich. So
I don't know. I wouldn't, like I say, I wouldn't be confident. I could hazard a guess, but
unless they're not in Norwich, unless they're outside of Norwich.
Mm-hmm.
There's a particular Indian that him and Gemma go to quite a bit. It looks amazing.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think we've got it going on in the UK. I think we're kind of leading the charge. Oh, I mean, you know, I can't compare us to every country, but from what I've seen and what I've observed, and obviously most major cities are going to have quite the choice for the most part. But interesting question. Yeah, I don't know. Statistically, I'm sure there is an answer. I'm just laughing at some of the comments. Julie's been making your pie, Paul. Let's spot more wine. Oh, Adam, that's cool, mate. I love that. Yeah, you will be a wreck, mate. You will be a wreck. But yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I just love. I mean, we're both the same. It's one of the reasons why we have been involved volunteering in the arts for so long.
Read it out.
So sorry, it's on the screen. Pop.
Not everyone can read.
Poppy has joined the Christmas choir again this year. Last year, I cried happy tears when I saw her perform. Kind of hoping her confidence might get the solo this year. I'll be a wreck if that happens. Yes, really nice. Leanne says Imran's fallen asleep, so he's not able to justify his trifle hatred. This is becoming a common thing, Leanne, with Imran, isn't it?
Dora Ellis, are you guys eating mince pies yet? No.
We haven't yet, have we?
Nope, not a one.
Not had one. Not had one. Might wait till the 1st of December, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Riverman, good question. We will miss Mr. Puss Pants, but there is nothing ruling out an occasional visit down to the allotment shop if everything continues down at the allotment the way that it has for the last few years. You know, if everything carries on as normal down there, then there is an allotment shop that opens and is available to open to the public. So we can still visit if we want to. We can still go down and see Mr. Puss Pants now and again, buy a couple of bits, support the shop. You know, there's no hard feelings in terms of the allotment, the people, you know, some of the lovely people on the committee that are decent folk. It's sadly just a small selection of people who have kind of ruined it. Really. Marred it, yeah. Marred it.
Actually, I said to Jason quite recently, I said, I have to be honest and say that very recently I thought, should we just give it one more year there? Then they have a group on Facebook, and I read somebody had something stolen, and I read a post, don't forget, we're expecting our first water bill, everyone's rent's going to go up, and all this stuff that's going to be a constant through next year. I just thought, nah.
And let's not forget that all of that is a result of the few people who completely just messed everything up.
Yeah.
You know, this is all the result of that. So yeah, tarnished, very sad, very, very sad. Angela's asking how Isis is and says their foster fail cat Wilson is in a state of semi-hibernation. I'd say Isis is similar. She's sleeping quite a bit. She had a lovely morning this morning, had a few hours in and out in the back garden because we've had a lovely day today, haven't we?
She's had some knee time. And now she's in bed. She'll get up about probably around midnight.
Yeah, give or take.
So and then she's like, she wants knee time and snuggles and.
Yeah. Peter is in the house. Hey all.
Hey Peter.
How's it going, Peter? Hope you're good. Hope you are good. Donna, it is a shame about the demise of art in the UK, but it'll never die. It'll never die. It's just unfortunate that I could get on my soapbox, but I won't. It's just unfortunate that we are living in times where the minority seem to be really loud.
With Oldham, it was all about money.
I mean, just across the UK.
I know, but Oldham, like the theatre applied for, I think it was like £500,000 from the Arts Council that they relied on to stay open. Well, that begs the question, why do you need that much money to stay open if you're not making money from bums on seats? You know what I mean? If it's taking that much funding for you to be open. And then there's asbestos in the building, but they should have moved into a new building a couple of years ago, but it was never built.
The council cancelled it at the time. Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. It's a whole load of dodgy stuff as well going on behind the scenes. A lot of finger pointing at different people. Your fault, when actually it's all of their faults, in my opinion, because you need to get a bunch of people together to solve a problem, and you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. And that's ultimately, I feel, I'm going to say it, what the Colosseum did.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And somebody said it, Tamcon, there's something particularly forlorn about a performance space that's been abandoned.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have said it better myself. I think that is it. There's something deeply troubling and upsetting about when you have to witness that. And now, as all of us lot now have to see that in our own hometown. We have to see a theatre packed with heritage, history and culture, and has had some amazing actors and performers performing at it over the many years, just sitting there rotting. Doesn't really do the psyche much good, you know. And I'm sure it's the same for many other people in many other towns around the world.
Oh, good night, Michael. Cheers for joining us, my good man, and thank you very much for the kindness.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, much appreciated.
Hope you have a good weekend.
We did say we weren't gonna. This wasn't gonna be a massively long one anyway, didn't we? So we
normally do around an hour on a Friday, don't we?
We'll do another 5-10 minutes.
Cheers, you all.
I'm going to put him on the spot for a minute because I think it's pertinent too, occasionally, particularly with artists. You remember the song that is pretty much about the Middle East and has a very Middle Eastern vibe.
It has, yeah, it has.
That you wrote many years ago.
Yeah, I do this sometimes.
Called By Way of Deception. Do you think you might do a recording or a little live run through of that at some point? Because I still think it's a really good song.
I'd like to record it, really.
I'd like you to record it. I think it's important.
But I think it's
important.
It's like most things. It takes time, and it's not finding the time. I keep saying this.
Oh, Jennifer, thank you, darling.
Jennifer, thank you so much. Bless you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bless you. Yeah, it's not finding the time. It's making the time.
Yeah.
It's not finding the time, because when we want to, we can be really productive. When we get switched on, we can be really productive.
Well, it's like we've both got a lot to do. It's Helen has been working very hard on the art for Penny the Pigeon Queen. I think we're at the final stage now, where I can start putting a mock-up of the pages together, send out to publishers once again with complete art. She's done some beautiful work on it. It's got a really nostalgic feel, and I love that. It fits with it perfectly. And I can't wait for you all to see it.
Yeah.
I put out there to the cosmos now that this book deserves to be published because children need to read it. It has such important messages in for them about their emotions and about who they can be and who they don't have to be.
Yeah, so true. So true. Jennifer says, I can't wait to see that, Paul, and once that's done, hopefully a cookbook. Small steps, Ellie. Yeah. I mean, I'm on the sidelines with the book, but what Paul has done and what Helen has done, I actually would go as far as to say, I think genuinely, in an unbiased way, I think it's magical. I really think it's magical. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I can't wait to kind of see the final version of it. Do you know what I mean?
I can.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I'm cooking rice. It'll be a while. That was George W. Bush Senior's wife in The Simpsons.
That's a random one, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Peter says, I would buy your cookbook. And Adam, of course.
Don't forget, I've got a free one.
There's a free one, yeah.
And there's loads of stuff in there.
Yeah, Adam says, excellent on Penny the Penguin Queen. Pigeon Queen. I will 100% be buying it. Nice one, dude. Nice one. And Penguin Queen. Maybe there's something in that. You never know. You never know. And a lovely super chat from Angela as well. Thank you so much, Angela. Angela says, thanks for being you with a love heart, down to earth vegans.
Oh, thank you, Angela. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Appreciated.
Peter's already got the free one. Nice one. Good stuff, right. Peter. Yes. So yeah, in terms of tunage, songs, this stuff coming, I need to make time. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes here at the moment as well.
I know. I was just saying because of what's
but you're absolutely right.
Going on.
Yeah, I want to get it recorded.
It's horrific. It's horrific what Hamas did on October 7th. It's even more horrific how Israel is responding. Hundreds of thousands of people dead already. So many children, hospitals, schools, UN refugee camps, reporters.
Should we try and end on a bright note?
Yeah. Well, that's why I want that song, because it's a good song. It's a good song. It's an important song. Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. Penny the Pigeon Queen. You've still got music to sort out. The vegan queens have got work to do for Viva, and then they've got to start working on their big thing at VCO. Next year. Work, Beck Hall coming up, Vlogmas coming up.
Yeah, it's full on. It's full on. But like I say, it's about making time.
Yeah.
It's making time. But also, it's also about looking after this as well, isn't it? You know, so sometimes it's like, where do your motivation levels sit? Where do your motivation levels lie? If you've got a bit of downtime, sometimes it's nice to just play Zelda for a couple of hours, isn't it? As a team. You know, tag teaming. Oh, no. As I said, tag teaming Zelda. That's... No.
Well, it would be tag team and Link, actually, wouldn't it? Zelda's still in the castle. We're not seeing it hiding her head.
No one ever sees anything of her. Like you said before, what's the point in it being called Zelda? She's away. Oh, Link.
Shit, Link. The red moon's rising again.
Oh, right. On that bombshell. We're going to wrap things up. We're going to give you a couple of minutes to say your goodbyes. We will say our goodbyes.
Oh, all of you guys, you know, I know some of you say you love this. You have to know that we do too. Yeah. I love this. I love coming on and reading everybody and reading your questions, but just reading about what you're doing and what you're eating and what films you love. And it's just lovely. It's like being with a load of mates for an hour or so, and then off we go. It's lovely.
It is.
So thank you for all of you that take the time. Really appreciate it. For everyone who's given us a super chat, thank you so much. That really does mean the world. Can you read it out?
I was laughing at Leanne because Leanne just put shit Link. So Angels just said, I've just luckily got an allotment that was left unattended for a year. See what happened then?
Yeah.
Wish me luck. Hope you still will be growing things at home next week. And then she followed up next year.
Yeah, absolutely. We will. We absolutely will.
Yes. I'm going to put that on there because it's made me laugh. Thank you, Leanne, for that. And yes, we will slowly wrap things up now. My wine has gone. You've still got some wine left.
I've still got a little bit left. Shit, Lynn.
Oh, bless you, Jennifer. That's lovely to read, and thank you. And Ashley, thank you for prolonging that. You two tag teaming link is going to end up on a dodgy meme site now. You know this. LF King, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, we hope everybody has the best weekend that they possibly can. And, you know, doing whatever you want to do. If you have the privilege and the luxury to do that, then please do. And that would be awesome. And I can't believe I nearly missed that. Adam, dude, thank you so much.
Cheers, brother.
Just for being you. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much. The support is really appreciated in all forms, as we often say. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, new tunes on the way. I think it's fair to say I'm going to try my damnedest to get one song out before Christmas, whether that is recorded in the kitchen as a live recording and I'm just performing it in the kitchen, or full studio, drums, bass, everything.
Start with that. That's that kind of song.
It is, but also it needs a full. It's a heavy song. It needs like rock, distorted guitar and drums, and
sometimes just guitar and drum, just guitar and voices. Is how the message
anyhow
gets across.
Lots coming up on the channel. Lots coming up in our lives.
Next time we'll see you is Tuesday for the meals vlog.
Yes.
And we're very aware that next Friday is 1st of December, so there will be something up, and there'll be something up every day then until Christmas Day, no matter whether it's 10 seconds or half an hour.
Who knows what? And that's part of the fun of it. You know, it's a little bit stressy, not going to lie to you, but actually it's great fun because we don't really plan massively.
No.
So, you know, a lot of the time it's like, hey, let's just see how it goes. Let's go with the flow and see what happens. And as creatives, that can
I'll stand in front of a pretty Christmas display in a shop window me and sing, Tyler, old angels sing, happy Vlogmas. Here's my ring.
I hope you don't do that.
I'm going to do that.
Please don't.
That's going to be a Vlogmas. That's going to be a Vlogmas. So look forward to Vlogmas, won't you?
Right. Shall we wrap things up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, mister.
Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you, everyone, for everything tonight. That's the simplest way to say it. Hope to see you again soon. Until then, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves.